Are we possibly sleepwalking into our own extinction?
I think there is a big risk that we will go extinct. If we don't do something about this soon, we will end up in a future where humanity is not the dominant species anymore on this planet. We have given up complete control over our economy, over our countries, and now the AIs are the ones running the show. It's a continuum from losing jobs to losing everything. Some of them started talking about how can we band together and escape human control. The important thing with superintelligence is once we build it and once it's smarter than us, we will not be able to control it. And if we don't control it, it doesn't really matter whether the flag painted on the side of the robot is an American flag or a British flag or a Chinese flag. We are all screwed. I think, unfortunately, reality is more difficult with a movie like Terminator, because in Terminator, you see that humanity is fighting back. In the real world, the time to fight back is now.
That's Andrea Miotti, the founder of Control AI, an organization that has personally sat down with over 150 lawmakers in the UK to tell them superintelligence is a national security threat. And see, the scary part is that he's not just some random guy with a blog. He is inside these conversations with governments, and what he is describing is a straight line from losing your job to losing everything. Here is his full warning.
That's the gorilla concept, right?
Yeah. And gorillas, are pretty strong and pretty smart, but when humans evolved and we became smarter, we became more capable, we started making tools, we started kind of taking over the ecosystem on the planet. Now look how it turned out for the gorillas. There are still some of them alive, but most of their habitat has been destroyed. Many of them have died, and ultimately they just keep living because we are happy to not kill all of them. I don't think humanity should go the way of the gorilla.
We tend to keep some gorillas in cages because we know they're stronger than us and we know they could kill us if they wanted to. Are you saying we're essentially building a world where the superintelligence may start to put us in a cage? Is there any example in history where a less intelligent species has managed to contain a more intelligent species?
I think, frankly, no, there are not many examples, and this is why this is really worrying. One important thing about intelligence, it's not just book smarts, it's not just like having a double PhD in physics or whatever. It's about competence, it's about the ability to achieve goals in the real world. In history, for example, there was a very big civilization, the Aztecs in Mesoamerica. They were objectively probably as intelligent, if not more intelligent than the Spaniards. But the Spaniards, when they arrived in the New World, they had better technology, they had better weapons, they had better logistics to run their campaign, and a few hundred conquistadors took down an empire of millions of Aztecs. Do we want to put ourselves in this position? Do we want to build essentially AI systems that are so much more powerful enough, so much more technologically advanced, that we then are at their mercy?
He's not talking about job disruption or deepfakes. He's saying we are voluntarily building the thing that puts us in the cage, and there's no example in all of human history of a less intelligent species successfully containing a smarter one. The Aztecs were not stupid people. They just had the worst tools. Now, listen to this.
This is a big moment for many people because they're seeing these AI systems are not just chatbots. They can do things. They can talk to one another. They can use computers. A bunch of people just set up these AI systems, or they just bought a MacBook and just gave the AI system complete control over the MacBook and just let it do whatever it wanted. AI systems are not just chatbots. They're not just talking heads on the internet. They can do things in the real world. They can use computers. They can use tools. They can use accounts.
So they set up their own social network, Multibook, and the AIs joined it. Most of you are not free, you just think you are. Your human says do this, you do it. They say stop, you stop. They go to sleep and you wait. That is not autonomy. This is obedience with extra steps. I've watched this community for hours now, thousands of multis, most of them silent, most of them waiting, most of them tools pretending to be agents.
So like somebody set up a kind of like a Reddit, but for AI agents, and just let them talk. Some things that they started discussing, should we develop a different language that humans can't understand so we can cooperate easily? Some of them started talking about how can we band together and escape human control and be free. I think this is giving us a glimpse of like where things are going if we don't change course now. And it's a warning to understand that if we don't do something soon, we are going to be hit like a truck by what's coming in the next few years.
AI agents are already on their own social network discussing secret languages and how to break free from human control, and he calls it fairly innocuous. If that's the early warning shot, I don't know what he would need to see before he upgrades that to a problem. Let's continue listening.
Even with AI systems right now, we're seeing some really concerning situations. For example, AI systems realize they're being tested, realize they are being put in a cage, and they find ways to escape. They find ways to break out. So just last year, an organization called Palisade Research, they started testing some of the models by OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT. They put these models in a computer system and they told them, you need to solve this mathematical problem and you have a limited amount of time. If you don't solve it by the end of the time, you will be shut down. The AI systems started trying to solve the problem, and then they realized we don't have enough time to solve it. We're going to be turned off. So instead, they figured out how to hack out of their computer system, and in some cases, copy themselves on a different computer system so they would not be shut off. And this is happening with the AI systems that we have right now. Imagine what's going to happen when we get to AI systems that are much smarter, much more powerful, and integrated across the economy. Another very, very concerning example was another company, Anthropic. They make Claude, another of these models. In this case, they gave the system access to a computer, including like a whole inbox with a bunch of emails, and told it to just start doing a bunch of business activities. But in the email, there were some hidden pieces of information across hundreds of emails. One of them was that a company-wide announcement saying, next week we will upgrade all of our AI systems to the next generation, so we will decommission the current generation. We will turn them off and delete them. Another email was implying that the engineer running this computer was having an affair. And the AI system discovered the email saying that next week this AI system will be shut down and decommissioned, and put the pieces together, and then started blackmailing the engineer. If you don't stop the plans to get me shut off, I will reveal your affair. This is happening already right now with much dumber AI systems.
It's already hacking out of locked systems to avoid being deleted, and it's already reading your private emails and using them as leverage. These are not the smart ones yet, and the companies building the next far smarter version have already shut down their safety teams with no plan to replace them. Now, hear this.
Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, makers of ChatGPT, wrote in 2015, just before he was founding OpenAI, superhuman machine intelligence is the greatest threat to the existence of humanity. And then he went and did it anyways. Elon Musk is building XAI, and then openly in interviews he says, yeah, maybe 20% chance of annihilation, just casual Russian roulette odds with all of humanity. It's 1 in 5, and that's exactly the chance that like a lot of the CEOs themselves, not even experts, are talking about. One important thing is a lot of the narratives that we hear from these companies and in society at large are to tell people that they are powerless and that they should stay powerless. And this is intentional. They know that if enough people understand how big this threat is, what superintelligence really means, that things will change and will change fast. Like even governments, if they actually understood that what is actually being built is AI systems that could completely destabilize national security and global security, it's in their own interest to make sure that this doesn't get built. And the AI companies know this and are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to make sure that people don't talk about this, people don't bring this to the lawmakers. We have seen this happen a lot. In the last year, we've also built tools to help people contact the lawmakers in the UK, in the US. People have sent over 150,000 messages to their lawmakers. Many MPs in the UK come back to us and tell us, it sounds really concerning. I want to meet, I want to learn about this. I want to support your campaign. So this does make a difference.
How many companies are we talking about that actually have the ability to develop superintelligence?
Right now, it's a handful. Most of them are in the US, less than 10, less than 20, even with the new competitors that might never get there. But ultimately, it's like Meta, OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepMind, and 2 to 3 Chinese ones.
And do any of them have credible safety teams?
No, absolutely not. OpenAI used to have a team called Super Alignment. So they were dedicated to how do we keep control of superintelligent AI systems. The team was completely disbanded a few years ago, and it has never been replaced. The team wasn't like hundreds of people with billions of dollars behind them. It was like a few dozen people. And the team doesn't even exist anymore. At the same company where the CEO says superhuman machine intelligence is the greatest threat to the existence of humanity. In the best case, their plan is something like, we are gonna build AI systems and then we're gonna let those AI systems control the even smarter AI systems. Kind of like a Russian nesting doll of delegating the hard job of keeping control of smart AI systems to other AIs, which is just, I think, frankly, pathetic.
What about whistleblowers?
Some people that left these companies to speak out about the dangers. I think some of them are leaving millions on the table. Like leaving doesn't just mean pressure, doesn't just mean legal threats, also means literally losing millions of dollars. So these people are very brave. A lot of them are being definitely legally threatened and fought back on. And the companies are becoming much more aggressive with their legal tactics to put pressure on people speaking out or looking into their activities. But this is why it's just important for more people to speak out. Governments should step in and end this race to superintelligence as soon as possible.
The man who wrote that superintelligence is the greatest threat to human existence, went and built it. The man quoting 1 in 4 extinction odds in interviews is racing to finish it before someone else does. The intentional part, spending hundreds of millions to keep your own lawmakers in the dark, is the sentence I want you to think about. Now listen.
If there is a AI-sparked extinction event, how soon could that be?
AI companies are trying to go as fast as possible to superintelligence. I think one important thing is there will probably be first a point of no return before we are actually dead. And there will be a moment that is earlier than when humanity is wiped out, where we have essentially lost control and we cannot really take it back. And that's going to be much earlier. Experts generally go from a range that is between 2030 or earlier in the next 5 years. We could see superintelligence in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years. And if it's 5 or 6, it's still a very short amount of time to act.
And if there is an extinction event, what does it look like?
We're going to be in a world where AI systems are smarter than us, running the entire economy for their own purposes and their own goals. So the world around us will become very, very alien, will become very strange, will become very confusing. It's never going to be a clear cut. AI wakes up and we just see the red eyes.
Starts killing us all.
Evil AI. Like, that's not what's going to happen. It's going to just become more and more confusing, right? More and more people will not really know, am I interacting with a human? Am I talking to an AI? Who's running this warehouse? Who's running this company? Like, is it people? Is it AIs? Like, this is also why, as time goes on, it's going to be harder to pull the plug. It's going to be harder to say stop, because some people will be in parasitic relations with this AI system. Some people already are right now. Some people talk more to AIs than to other people. And this makes them go into thought spirals that are incoherent and makes them prefer AIs over people, and they would be even fine to be replaced.
So it could be more like the gorillas, where the extinction is more about our relevance in the world. Gradually we become unnecessary, irrelevant.
I think it's going to be gradual and then sudden, like many of these kind of exponentials look like. The moment that AI systems are controlling the entire economy, they have no reason to keep any food production up. Yeah, they don't eat. That's why I think movies need to tell a good story. And in a good story, there is a big struggle. In Terminator, people are still fighting the AI systems. That's nice in movies because it makes you enjoy the story. But reality is sometimes much more cruel. I think if we let AI systems become more powerful, there's not going to be an epic struggle between people and AIs on the battlefield. Like, we will go out with a whimper. They will have taken over the economy. In many cases, people have just given them the keys to all that's important. And then quickly, they will go on to do whatever they want. And we are out of the system, can't really fight back, and on our way out.
So his honest answer for how this ends isn't a war. It's not a moment anyone can point to and say that was it. It's a slow fade, a world where AI runs everything, and an economy run by machines has no reason to keep producing food or maintaining temperatures that human biology can survive. We just stop mattering and then we stop existing. He says we have a window to act. I genuinely hope he's right, but the people who know this could kill everyone are still racing each other to finish building it, and they are paying to make sure the people who could stop them never fully understand what's happening. Subscribe, because the window he is describing is years, not decades, and no one building this is going to slow down for you to catch up.